it's kind of fun to have such a small crowd. This is awesome. And I wasn't going to tell a story, and I just decided to, so it makes me feel good that there's not so many people out there. Okay, well, this story began 10 years ago. When I was 19, my grandma left me $20,000. Surprise! Well, she didn't die, but for tax reasons, it was good for her to give her inheritance to her family members before she died. So she gave it to me, and I was a freshman at UNCA, and I was like, oh. Like, what do people do with money? Like, I have no idea, you know, and my parents didn't know either. We were like, so, but I had a friend who was my same age, but her mom was an investment banker, and she, like, knew money stuff, so she was like, you should buy a house, put a down payment on a house, and live in it and rent it to your friends in college, and then sell it. Do it. So I was looking at houses, and and I was like, no. And then I saw the one, and I was like, yes, like I need this house. And this house it's over 100 years old. It has 6 bedrooms. It's like all like old. It was like covered in like green carpet and like grossy, like from the 70s, and then it was just. My mom was like, oh God. But I was like, I want this one. Like, I'm super into it. So we did it. We put the down payment on the house, and I bought the house when I was 20 years old, which is crazy. Like, who would do that? And it has shaped my entire life, which I'll tell you about. So I bought it, and I moved in with my 4 friends. And we were like, we live in a house. This is awesome. Because we just got out of the dorm, and we're 20. So we're like, it's like we're grown-ups, and we're just like, you know, we drank like almost every night. We're like drinking, we like got some old furniture, we're like jumping on the furniture, and we used to like take the beds, like a twin bed, and put it on the stairs and be like, stair slide, and we'd like, slide down the stairs, and like every winter we'd have a giant like Christmas tree bonfire in our backyard, and I live like right downtown, but we'd have like this huge Christmas tree bonfire. I don't know if you guys have ever burned Christmas trees, but the flames are like 25 feet high. It's insane. So we would have like, you know, keg party, just the works, right? Because we're like 20, so we're like having keg parties. And it was crazy, you know? Like we did all this shit, and like it was super fun. Like some of the best years of my life. It was really, really amazing. And then I graduated, and I was like, okay, I'm done with this town, I'm leaving. So I found a friend who wanted to buy it from me. He wanted to do like a rent to own and have like a collective, cooperative group of people buying a home. I don't even know how he did it, but he had like a lawyer and he had a plan. So I was like, great, I will rent this to you for 1.5 years, and then you'll buy it from me, and we made a contract. And then I went to Thailand, and I was living in Thailand, and he was like, I was in Laos, and I was in this like decrepit computer like internet cafe, like on this dusty, like windswept, like deserted weird place, and I'm like on the internet, which is like super slow and hardly works, and he's like, oh, I'm not buying the house. And then my mom's like, oh, the economy collapsed. It's 2008. And she's like, the economy collapsed, and we're screwed, like you're totally screwed, what are you gonna do? And I'm like in Laos, I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. What am I gonna do? So it was really scary. And I'm young, and I don't know about how to be a landlord. Like, I've never known. I'm a better landlord than I've ever been before, but like, I was just like, what the fuck am I gonna do? So I came home, and I didn't know where I was gonna live, and I didn't know what I was gonna do, and I didn't know what to do with the house, but I ended up, I kept renting it out, and then I had moved out of town, and my best friends had moved out of town, and we were like all over the country. And we met up, and they were like, let's all move back to Asheville and live in the house. And I was like, really? Because I was like, I don't want to just live in it and have a bunch of roommates from Craigslist and like have that be my lifestyle now that I'm like 27 or whatever. But they were like, no, like, let's do this thing. So I moved back into my house with like my best friends ever from years ago, which was crazy. Like, we moved right back into our same situation that we had lived in years ago. And even to this day, people that were our friends years and years ago, like, can't believe that we're back there again. And it's really been cool because it was, you know, it was like a gutter house back in the day, but now, like, we're older and we're more mature and we like to keep it clean and we like to be responsible adults and have, like, dinner parties instead of keg parties. And I've made a lot of improvements on it, and it continues to be better and better than ever, and I continue to be a better landlord. But it's interesting, like, it's interesting because I probably wouldn't have chosen to live in a communal house. And if I didn't own the house, I wouldn't, you know, I would just live all over town and have different experiences. But I own this giant house, so, like, I'm just roped in to, like, have a million roommates all the time. And dogs, and just, like, we have a guy in a trailer, and, like, we just have all this stuff going on, you know. We're about to have 8 people living in the house soon, you know, and pets, and, like, it's just a circus. But it's funny that my life has turned out this way, and I didn't choose it. It just happened to me. Like, it fell in my lap 10 years ago, and it's shaped my entire adult life. And even, you know, my old friends, like, the house ties us together because otherwise, like, it's a social center for my friend group, and people keep coming back. And I guess that's all I have to say about it. I'm sorry that I did not prepare this story, but I just thought it was an interesting part of my life that started with this prize, so that's it for me. Thanks.